Here from the Freeman Center, it's the first of 25 regular season games for the Captains.
In their season opener, a home game against Lynchburg, the Captains look to avenge an embarrassing loss from last year.
The year before, 2014-15, we went to Lynchburg and we got beat as badly as we had in the last 4 years. They beat us by 25 at Lynchburg. And that was a real eye-opener for us. And so fast forward to 2015-16, we opened with Lynchburg, and our guys knew the deal now. They knew that Lynchburg was good, but they also knew that we had to approach every game exactly the same.
I feel like to most of us, that was a revenge game for us, because we really went there and they really just punched us in the mouth the whole entire game.
They just smack us in the mouth. So the next year when we come and play them here, we knew that we had to handle business, and we hate losing, especially on our home court. We want to get the fans something that they would love to come see every single game. So we knew that we just had to handle business.
The Captains came out firing on all cylinders early in the season, dominating their first 4 games and winning by a combined 80 points. But a game against number 17 Salisbury will be the toughest match of the young season.
Yeah, that game was really an almost identical type of approach as we had in the Lynchburg game. You know, we didn't talk about winning or losing that game. We prepared as if it was any other game. But our guys, you know, they wanted that game as badly as I've seen them want a game, and they were not going to lose that game on that day. And it's almost as if they had been waiting 8 or 9 months just to play that game.
Obviously, that was the first time we had seen them since that heartbreaking loss. So we were both really, I think, chomping at the bit a little bit. Seeing them and kind of the air they kind of had about them, like, yeah, they just won last year. It definitely gave us added motivation, and we definitely, that game was important to win because it definitely got us out on the right track. We knew they were very good, very talented, just like we were.
Well, that early in conference play, I wouldn't say like we felt like we was the best team in the CAC, but I mean, it felt good because we lost to them 3 times last year. So to get that win, we felt pretty good. Our confidence went up a lot more after that game, but we knew how Salisbury was. There wasn't like they weren't going to try to let us beat them 2 times.
After the victory against Salisbury, CNU faced their toughest road game of the year against local rival Virginia Wesleyan.
It seemed a little tight. Focused? Focused is good. Focused is good. But let's have fun today. Seriously. This is no matter what happens, the result doesn't matter. We get to compete against a great rival, one of the best teams in the country, just like us. And no matter what, we're going to get sharper today. If we go and play Christopher Newport basketball every possession for 40 minutes, okay, the result will be we'll get better. We'll grow, we'll learn. There's going to be adversity, there's going to be calls, there's going to be all sorts of stuff that happens. And we've seen a lot of it already. And we've overcome a lot. It's going to be something different today. I don't know what it's going to be, okay, but we're going to be ready for it. All right, we're going to overcome it together.
Well, that was a big game right there because I don't know if anybody's mentioned it, but while we were warming up, a guy comes and like walks past us, and he's like, "Man, I got $100 on Virginia Wesleyan." So we're like, "Wow, this game really means that much to everybody." But we tuned them out, and we realized that like it's just us.
In a matchup of nationally ranked opponents, the Captains took on Virginia Wesleyan on the road. The 2 teams traded blows throughout the game, forcing the Marlins to take a 3-pointer at the end, which would have sent the game to overtime. The shot fell short, and the Captains escaped with a 64-61 victory over Virginia Wesleyan. This victory proved that for the Captains, winning on the road had become second nature.
We didn't lose a game on the road except for at the Final Four. So like I think that like shows our togetherness and like our brotherhood, because we know like when we go out there and we're not at home, it's us against everybody else, and we just got to stay together, and that's what we preach.
Captains were streaking and were playing as well as any team in school history. But one of the most impactful members of the team was one who never even played a game for CNU.
Well, coming in my freshman year, we had to work a basketball camp in August, and Alex was there. I didn't know that he was going to be around like full time, but like ever since then, like he's been like a blessing and like a testimony.
He's very empathetic. He's very emotional, and when he loves something, he loves it and he gives it with all his heart, just like people. He's never met a stranger. It takes him a little bit of time to warm up, but then once he warms up, he's your friend forever.
He's obviously like he doesn't have all the advantages that like a regular kid would have. Like he doesn't let that stop him. Like that man wants to play ball. He wants to socialize with everybody else, and like he doesn't. He doesn't let his disability hinder him at all.
Alex has pervasive developmental delay, which falls under the spectrum for autism. But this didn't stop him from playing the game that he loved and from attending the CNU basketball camp.
Well, Alex loved basketball, and we found out about the camp, and so we enrolled him for the camp. I think he was probably in 4th grade, and he was really excited about it. Our objective was to be able to get him through at least half a day for the entire week, and so went to pick him up half day that second day, and he was not going to have it. He was going to stay.
After finding a special connection between Alex and some of the players, Coach K invited Alex to be a part of the team.
Kind of embraced our team, and it might have been last year or the year before. I spoke to his parents about having him be a little more involved if he wanted to.
And so that's when we started. He sits on the bench with them and then goes back into the locker room with them.
He's there, he supports us, and he puts more motivation for us to go out there and work harder every single day and come out and win almost every single game.
We're at every game. We go to the away games, and he loves it. We love it. The players, the whole staff are remarkable.
And Alex gives to us in so many ways. When you have somebody over there that just loves you, he just loves our guys, he loves our team, he loves being there, it really makes you appreciate the opportunities that you have as an athlete or a coach.
He always picks us up and makes us better people, so that's why we love him being around.
It's been special. You know, this is bigger than basketball, and if we can impact a young man like Alex because we're a successful basketball team, at the end of the day, that's much more important than wins or losses or championships or any of those things.
They love my son, and they touch us so greatly. When you have a child with special needs, your life doesn't follow the norm, it's different. And so anybody that is going to love him and want to be with him is really also yourself.
He feels like he's right there with us, and he doesn't feel any different. Like he feels like he's supposed to be there with us, and we feel like he's supposed to be there with us too. So we just love having him around.
Those guys, I told them the last game that no matter what had occurred in the season, that they hadn't done well, that they needed to realize how much they had impacted and touched a family and a child.
Those types of interactions, that's what this is all about at the end of the day. It's Division III basketball. We're not changing the world. We're not on scholarship. And if we can impact some young people's lives through the gifts that God's given us, you know, man, that's pretty powerful.
Yo, Alex, bring us in, baby.
Come on, man. Oh, ain't no more videos.
Together.
Having not played in 13 days, CNU hosted the Crown Plaza Captain Shootout. Despite boasting an 8-0 record, Coach K noticed the team's focus was lacking after the holiday break. After overpowering Shenandoah in the first round, they met a Scranton team that had the size to play with the undefeated Captains.
We weren't going into that Scranton game in a really confident state or a great state.
We were too uptight, and we weren't really like focused on executing our drills.
We weren't 100% where we needed to be, and I think it really started with our approach to the whole weekend. And you know, so we got on the court, we faced a new challenge, a team with 2 terrific big men, a really good point guard, much more size than we were accustomed to. and we battled.
The game was back and forth throughout, with 13 total lead changes. However, after being outscored by 10 points in the second half, the Captains suffered their first loss of the season.
You know, we kind of stopped being the aggressor. And Scranton, in a game that they really needed to win to stay in the national conversation, stepped up and made some big plays at the end of that game, and we did not.
The Captains took the loss as an opportunity to refocus and mentally fortify for the remaining season.
Like, sometimes it's never good for a team to go undefeated. Every single time, somebody needs a loss here and there to regain their focus and put more motivation on like you're not the best team in the nation or anything.
But that loss just really taught us a lot, and it helped shape the rest of our season. That showed us that we weren't as good as we really were, as we thought we were.
You never want to lose. You never want to play not at your best. But sometimes you can learn a whole lot more from a game like that, and we did, and it really helped us.
You know, I mean, it was heartbreaking because we really, some of us really wanted to go undefeated and just keep it going, keep the win streak going. But, you know, I mean, we took a loss, but at the end of the day, in the locker room, we regained focus real quick. Because everybody was kind of saying, this is what we actually needed. It wasn't something that was going to we can just blow by or anything. We took a loss, we need to learn from it, and then build back up from this